If you're looking at bringing funding into regulatory services, you're going to need to use professional officers, usually professional officers that have a specialism. And if you pull them onto that line of work where you can charge for their services and bring additional income in, that's fine until you actually look at the cost of providing that officer and all the associated on costs that go with doing that through a local authority. It becomes very expensive, and therefore your costs may well outweigh the income. In addition to that, if you're pulling staff onto chargeable income, you are moving them away from the requirement, the government requirement in many cases, to commit to doing inspections and responsive work. So you end up with a conundrum where insufficient staff pulling them onto income generating work isn't necessarily supporting the business overall. I think also in terms of looking at income, that forms a part of what we need to do to meet the challenges that we're faced with, because obviously as local government faces the need to provide efficiencies and take cuts in terms of the amount of budget that's available to deliver the services, got to look at that in the full round, because the amount of spend that you've got on adult services and children's services actually means that by comparison, the spend on regulatory services is very, very small. And a saving percentage-wise across the services would actually mean, if you were looking for a £200,000–300,000 saving from one service, you would wipe out a regulatory service in many cases, but actually, you know, that's a very small percentage in some of the other parts of local government family.